We're back.
We're back.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, welcome to the Obligatory Podcast with Kermit and Myke. I'm Myke.
And I'm Kermit, like always.
And I've missed you, man.
You lie.
Nah, I lie a little bit.
Okay.
It felt weird. I was, last Tuesday, we usually get together, record. I was packing up. I was on the way out the door, and then you hit me with...
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
And threw my whole world into a spiral.
You
because
didn't even get in the car.
I did.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I still went out driving around. I mean, here's the thing. Tuesday is like, this is what I do Tuesday night, So when you pulled the plug on this, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. I'm not used to having free time. Every night of my life is scheduled to do something. And by the time I realized I had free time to do stuff, it was too late to do anything.
You didn't take advantage of it?
No, I didn't do anything.
You didn't go anywhere? You didn't hit up open mic?
I think I met up with Kevin White, and we actually worked on rewriting some of my jokes, like shortening up some of my longer jokes that I'm not happy with. So,
well then, that was nothing then.
Nothing worthwhile. But let's talk about what's coming up this week. What you got going on?
I got nothing.
Nothing?
No.
I just asked you to host for me Friday night, and you said you couldn't.
I can't.
You can't. So obviously you have something.
Yeah, my job.
And your job is?
Is running the karate school.
Okay, but usually you can get off nights a little bit early if you have a gig or something. But
yeah, but it's in Deltona. I can't make it out there.
Yeah.
So where you? Well, you said it, but you're in Deltona.
I am. I'm at the Center in Deltona, Bonkers Room. I'm there with Joe Neal. Rumor is opening up for me. And Joe Neal's a headliner in his own right. He actually started out, he was running in circles with guys like Kevin Hart. I mean, he's a great comic. He's been on BET, done shows over there. He just did an April Fool's show up at Caroline's in New York, so he's a strong act. And from what I've heard about that room, everybody who's gone, they're getting like 400 to 500 people in that room.
Yeah, I saw pictures. I want to go.
Yeah, it's amazing, though. And part of me is happy because I'm like, man, I love performing for a crowd that size. But the other part of me has been in a room that size when there's silence on a joke. I'm like, really? 500 people agreed that joke was terrible?
Yeah.
The odds should have been with me. That joke's got to laugh in a room of 9 before, So excited about that. Then Saturday, I'm actually heading up to South Carolina, Chapin, South Carolina. The Chapin Chamber of Commerce does a comedy show, a big show.
Okay.
This is their 5th one, and they invite 4 different headliners. This year they got James John, Julie Scoggins, who was just on the last season of America's Got Talent, or not America's Got Talent, I'm sorry, Last Comic Standing. She had got through that. And Ron Hortman, who I've worked with Ron quite a few times. He's out Tampa area. Very, very funny dude. So we're each doing 45 minutes, and that should be a great show.
Sounds exhausting.
It is exhausting. And then just because I felt like I wasn't doing enough, Wednesday night, I'm filling in for Carmen Malone, hosting the open mic at the Orlando Improv. And Thursday, I'm going to be a guest on our friend Kevin White, started up his podcast. It's called Foolish Mortals. And I couldn't do it last week because I was on the road. So this will be his 3rd episode. I'm going to go hang out over there and maybe take notes and bring them back to you, show you how a podcast should be run.
All right, cool. I forgot. I am on a podcast this week. Yep.
Yeah. Whose podcast you doing?
Heather Shaw's podcast.
Oh, are you?
I'm on Oops.
Oops, where they do a 15-minute, just tell us a really
horrible
quick,
story.
Horrible story. I imagine yours is going to include poop at some point.
Of course. It's already in there.
It's done.
It's done. It's already
locked
about.
And loaded. Yeah.
Literally.
Yep. It's gonna end with chupacabra, I imagine.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome. All right. So yeah, other than that, we had to take last week off because you had some training to do. Your students were going off to a tournament this past weekend, right?
Yeah, we had a karate tournament.
Where was it?
Apopka.
Apopka. How'd you guys do?
We did good. We all placed. So.
How many students?
16.
16, and everybody placed?
Yep.
Did you compete?
No, I just judged.
You just judged. So just like in Karate Kid, you were the one on the side going, sweep the leg.
Dude, there was a team out there like Cobra Kai.
Really? They were just dicks?
They're yeah. So every time their kid will even if the kid make a mistake, every time he did a move, they're like, "Hoo!" Like every single time. Like 20 of them. So all the kids are kind of freaked out. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Now it's for everybody's favorite game. Guess the race.
White.
What?
White
Me and our listeners, mind blown.
Dude, every time they'll throw a kick in the air. Not even a good looking kick. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right.
Yep.
What am I going to do with this?
So you guys, everybody placed. Everybody did well.
Yeah, we did good. One of my kids got knocked out.
Like unconscious?
Like, he got his bell wrong.
Wow. So he's going to be like you, just no memories of childhood.
He's on his way.
One more concussion.
One more.
I got to tell you, man, I came here and you offered me a water like you always do.
Okay.
And like we pressed record, and I noticed the water had already been opened.
No, it wasn't.
It was like down to here. And I was like, did I open that and not sense it? And then I'm like, I don't know. And then I went to taste it. I'm like, something's funky with this water. This is some funky water.
Are you serious?
Smell it. Smell the water.
What the hell is it?
See, there's a little funkiness, right? It's not just me. I don't know.
Yeah, don't drink that shit.
What's too? Yeah.
Mine's not.
Does yours smell like that? Does yours smell like that too?
Yeah.
You know why I think it is?
What is that?
I think your girl's getting back at you, man.
You're putting poison in our drink?
I don't think it's that.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You ever have a roommate that doesn't like you, but they're passive aggressive?
No.
So they take your toothbrush and like they put it in weird places.
What, you think she shoved this in her coot?
I'm not saying that.
Her coot don't smell like this.
Maybe it's one of the dogs. Oh, you're just really, dude. Well, hey, welcome to What Got Edited Out this week.
It smells weird.
Yeah, something's up with the water. Don't drink the water.
Doesn't taste weird.
It doesn't, but when you gotta smell the top,
All right,
and then drink the water.
I'll get you another one.
No, it's okay. I'm good for now. I don't know what it was. I was like,
It's weird.
it was weird, but it's not just me. There's definitely something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did buy that from Aldi.
She's at work laughing right now. She's like, I've been sticking those bottles. She's like, Mike, I'm sorry.
Wait, what kind of girl you think I'm dating, man?
A funny one. She's great.
Yeah, she's great. Sticking bottles in her.
I didn't say in her. I said I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying those bottles have been tampered with.
All right, I believe you. Just they smell weird.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not making it up, right?
I'm not making it up. No, it's just I don't know what to tell you. I apologize for having cheap water, I guess.
Oh no, it's not cheap water.
Flint, Michigan water.
Oh man. All right, enough about the water.
Oh, before we go into anything else, we gotta thank somebody.
Oh yeah, what?
Yeah, we got magnets.
We did get magnets.
Check them out. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
Obligatory podcast, The Magnet.
The magnet. So I want to fling these on cars as I'm driving by.
Yeah, and that was weird because we were doing 420 Fest.
Yep.
On 420.
On 420.
At the social.
Well, you were doing it. I just showed up.
Oh, that's right. You didn't do a spot. You were DJing it. But you weren't one of the 42 comics on the
No,
roster.
I saw the list and I was like, I'm good.
I will say this. It was sold out. Like,
No,
it was a sold out show.
Because you could smoke weed in the venue.
I don't know how they made that happen.
Dude, it was so... I was like, oh, geez.
I don't know the logistics or
here.
legitimacy of that. But yes, there was...
a lot of weed.
Because if you're listening and you're in one of those states where you're allowed to smoke weed, this is not one of them right now. So it was funny because, yeah, it was... Oh, we were there for like 3 hours too. Like it was impossible not to get a contact
just
eye.
Smoking.
But you came up to me. You said, "Hey, Jersey Gene, Jersey, the Haitian sensation who put the show together. He had friends come out and see him. And what did he say? He said he had a friend who wanted to talk to you.
Right.
And then you went over and
the way they packaged, I thought it was like weed brownies. Because it was like in a nice...
Yeah, because when you brought it over to me, you're like, hey, man, someone gave us a gift, and you're holding this cube wrapped in, like, tissue paper that you would see from, like, a nice bakery or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm not into, like, edibles
That's
or
what I
anything
told
like
him. I was like, dude, I appreciate it, but I'm not going to eat this here.
Right.
I'm not going to be high.
Right.
There's no way.
And they're like, no, it's not brownies.
It's not brownies.
And it turned out to be a stack of, like, 30.
Better than brownies for me.
Yeah, 30 magnets.
Yeah.
And they said they listened to the show and they were fans and I guess they also make this is their business. They do like.
Well, his name is Adrian.
Adrian.
And his wife's name is Katrina. And
Adrian and Katrina. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I was so amped.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, not something we would. Now I can tell the other obligatory podcasts we might not have mugs, but bam, we got magnets.
We got magnets.
And Adrian and Katrina, we tried finding your business name online because we wanted to promote you, of course, and thank you. And we couldn't find it. So, get in touch with Kermit on Facebook.
We went on your Facebook, and the only thing that said for your info is like being fucking awesome. I was like, all right.
Which is a
full-time job.
Adrian, I get it. Kermit does not, but I know it's a full-time job. Trust me on that. But hit us up with your info, the obligatory podcast at gmail.com, and we'd love to promote you on the show, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's what I got coming up this weekend. That's what you got coming up this weekend. Other than that, past stuff, I think the last time we talked, I was going to do that Abbey Theater show, the charity show for the Parkland.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it, man. I did it. And actually, Devin Siebold was supposed to headline it. It was a good lineup of I
heard.
Yeah, and I guess he had some issues come up. He had to pull out 2 hours before showtime.
He should have pulled out.
So, bam. So, Mitch Silvers was organizing. He called me up, asked me if I could close it out. I said fine. It was a small audience, but you've done that theater before.
Abbey, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful venue, great sound, everything else. And I guess Mitch has got some people from Parkland who have got in touch with him after hearing about it. And, of course, it was a fundraiser and everything else. And now they're trying to work with him. They want to do a show down there. And they actually want to bring in a headliner. So they were asking around for a bigger name headliner who could bring in some seats. And he was recommending some people. And they're like, oh, we want to go raunchy. We want dirty. So they're looking at Jim Florentine from Crank Yankers and everything. They got a deal to get him. I'm like, it's so funny because usually you think, family and children, stuff like that.
Right,
you want to go cleaner.
They want that.
But then again, they're just like, nah, we want. I'm like, okay, so we're waiting to hear back on that, about bringing along some other comics and maybe being part of that show. And then, of course, we did the 420 Fest the very next day. And that was, here's what I love about Jersey, man. He wants to help everybody he can. He gives everybody a shot. And I think Jersey was walking around that night. We ended up with it was a 2-hour show, but we ended up with what? Easily 25, 26.
It was an open mic.
Yeah. Well, that's what he said too, because he was kind of disappointed with some of the people. Number one, that venue is not set up for a stand-up comedy show.
Not at all.
There's maybe 14, 15 seats, and then it's standing room. It's more of a music venue.
They do. They usually do in-town bands, I guess you want to call them.
Yeah. Or traveling small.
Yeah. They do that.
They're
kind
right
of
next to the Beecham Theater where they hold the bigger shows and stuff
Right.
like that. But it's an audience where if you're expecting to go in and have everybody be quiet and pay attention to you while you tell your jokes, that's not happening. You got to go in there and you got to grab their attention and hold it. And there were very few sets that night. There were more people giving up and walking off stage, and more people who were too high by the time they got up to remember their material, those were the fun ones too.
I like how there was one comedian that went up towards the end. It's a 420 show, and the first thing that shoots out of his mouth goes, "Man, I hate weed." I was like, what are you doing? He's like, "I hate 420. I hate you." And I was like,
I guess know your audience.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? They got a 420 show. What are you talking about?
Right.
I'm surprised they didn't boo him.
Right. So then, so we did 420 Fest. And then, let's see, last week, the 25th, I was actually out the Tampa Improv with Carmen Vallone. Did a showcase of Tampa, Carmen had picked some comics to come out with them and everything else. Had fun out there, but really Thursday night was awesome for me last week because I got to go back to the West Palm Beach Improv. And I haven't performed there in probably 5 years easily. And the reason that's so special for me is that's the first place I did an open mic ever. And also I worked there as a server for about 6 or 7 months at one point. So while I was working there as a server, I would sit there watching comics every weekend on the stage. And I'm like, someday I'm going to be one of those guys, and someday I'm going to make a living doing this. And that was back in 2007. So this time they were doing a showcase down there, and I knew someone who knew the guy booking it. And he's like, yeah, if you want to come down, sure. I'd love to get you down here. I'm like, yeah. And I go, and it's me and 5 other guys on the show. The headliner was a guy named Matt Ritter, very funny, out of L.A. He's young, but he's already been an attorney and stopped being an attorney to pursue entertainment. He produces shows for Discovery Channel and A&E and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really nice, laid back, cool guy and funny. Nice enough put me on the show. And went out, and the audience was great. Had a blast. Got to do a show on a club that I wanted to be performing and professional on someday, And even better, one of the waiters there was a waiter from back when I worked there 11 years ago.
Ouch.
And and he came up to me, and you know how 11 years ago, there's people that come and go in your life, but when you work someplace for 6 months, it's like you see each other's face, you know each other, but you're like kind of like,
right.
Plus 11 years ago, I was thinner, but so was he. But like,
You guys
I
compare.
come off stage, and he's like, hey, think you used to work here? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah. You were that kid who was always saying he was going to be a comedian. I'm like, yeah. He's like, how's that going for you? I'm like, I just
got off stage.
I just got off stage. But he was just really cool. And it was just so weird to see, because you think back to everything I've done in 11 years, and it's a whole life change. Like, 2 kids, different career, been a lot more places, doing what I love. And then you go back there and you see this guy, and I just imagine, I could be wrong, but I just imagine his life has not changed since the day I left 11 years ago.
Serving wings for 11 years, slanging.
So, but it was a great time, man. So, I was happy to be down there. And how about you? You been on any shows lately?
I watch good shows. Oh, you know what I watched? That's amazing.
What's that?
Let's talk about it.
What?
Let's talk about Avengers.
We can't.
Why?
We can't.
Why?
I haven't seen it.
I don't care.
I've been busy.
That's not my fault.
I'm going to see it this week.
Sound like a personal
After
problem.
the open mic tomorrow. I'm going to go do it.
Are you going to go see it?
Hey, dude, I didn't tell you shit about Black Panther, right?
I saw it before you.
Okay, what was the movie I saw?
I don't.
No, what was it?
Ready Player One.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. I already saw it.
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
I liked it.
I liked it. I would have. That's one of the few movies I would have paid to see in IMAX or 3D after I saw it.
Are you gonna go watch Avengers tomorrow on 4DX, where the seats move around and shoot like stuff in your face?
Is that what you did?
No, I want to.
No.
It's $30 though.
$30?
Yeah.
That's like a lot of dollars.
That's a lot of money for
That's a lot of dollars for
to
like
watch.
to watch.
No, I wouldn't do
How
it.
about?
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I get pissed when someone kicks my seat behind me, and now you're gonna pay $30 for the constant feeling of someone kicking your
And
seat.
air going between your ears.
If it makes you happy, dude, we'll go to the regular showing. I will sit behind you, and anytime something happens, I'll just kick your seat or I'll splash my Coke on the back of your head.
I did the recliner seats, man. That was nice.
Dude, those are the
$15.
only theaters I'll go to now. Like the ones with the
recliner?
Yeah.
It's dope. It's really dope.
So no, I'll catch up on that tomorrow, and then we can talk about it next week. It's funny because I had a whole conversation where I was referring to it as Xfinity Wars.
Why were you saying that?
I don't know. Because the cable carrier that I watch a lot of my stuff
Oh
on
my gosh.
is Xfinity. And so I may or may not have had a Jameson. And I'm
You
like,
watched-
here's the thing with Xfinity Wars. And I'm like, I've been trying to pay my bill off. So I'll check it out though, man. But all right. Well, that's it for comedy, I think, going on. Oh, last night we hosted at the other bar.
I like how you say, that's it for comedy. Oh.
Well,
by
I
the
just
way,
looked at my
we
list.
Hosted
I looked at my list. And oh yeah, sorry. Saturday I was. Here, I can't help it if I do a lot of comedy, Kerm. If you want to talk about every kid's party you've DJ'd at in the past week, I'd let you.
I don't because I know it's not interesting. That's fine.
Okay, let's skip ahead.
No,
Let's
go
skip
ahead.
Okay, all right, because this
yesterday or
is
whatever.
educational. We'll skip over the fact that I did our beach in Hernando Beach and had a great time with Ben Brainerd and Kevin White and did an amazing job out there. We'll talk about last night, the other bar. We had the host auditions. We're doing these like every year now. Host auditions for Bonkers Comedy Club. And so we had 20 hopeful guys auditioning. We had Kevin White judging, James John judging, Ken Miller judging, myself, Carmen Vallone. You were running sound, and for some reason, Carmen
waiter.
thought you worked there for some reason.
I became your waiter
Yeah,
somehow.
that was great. And you had the attitude of a waiter. It was great. I would have booked you as a host based off your waiter performance last night because it was funnier than half the shit I saw on stage.
Do you guys appreciate the spit in the cup?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
serve? Yeah, thanks.
But so I guess from last night we'll have a couple of more hosts added to the Bonkers roster.
Good.
So congratulations to them. And enough about comedy. What else we got?
You know what I noticed something about you?
What?
And I know it's gonna get weird. It's gonna get weird real quick, because
I almost went for a sip of this
you
fish
should,
water.
because you pee super weird.
How do I pee super weird?
You pee super weird.
Do I?
Yes.
How?
Like I'm sitting here with my headphones on, and I heard you pee through the headphones.
Okay, but I heard you pee when you went in
Yeah,
there.
but mine's just a nice stream.
Okay.
Yours is like a pop and then a stream, and it's hard.
Yeah, I got some pressure built up.
Yeah, but it sounds like a pressure washer, man. You're pushing.
That's how a man.
You push when you pee?
No, I don't push. That's just how a man pees.
It shouldn't go pa and psh.
That's a man peeing.
No, dude, that's like you're pushing like a gallstone.
Here,
there,
do me a favor. Try this. Next time you pee, try doing it standing up. All right?
No,
yeah, because I think sitting down, you make a totally different sound.
But sitting down's comfortable. I'm tired from a long day at work. I want to sit down and relax. It's comfortable. What?
I like how this started out as an insult to me, and now we've just
It's
delved
not an
into.
insult
No,
to me.
it is. You
No,
pee like a girl.
I don't
You
pee
pee like a girl.
Well, I mean,
Even girls out there going, man, stand up for Christ's sakes.
but it's my house. It's my toilet.
Yeah,
I
it
can just sit
is. And that's fine. I'm just saying the sound difference when you're covering a toilet compared to when you're
down.
standing
But you
up
pee
like a racehorse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
That's because
push.
it's look. It
That
makes
can't
it
feel good.
look. It sounds different when it comes out of the longer ones.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
No,
How
it
would you
doesn't.
know? How would you know?
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah. How would you know?
You pee like.
You ever hear that one? Guy sits down in a toilet and he's got the long penis and he's like, "Wow, this toilet water is cold." And the guy next to him goes, "And deep too."
I heard that
Yeah,
one.
I didn't think you would know about that.
No. Thank God.
So you're saying I should get a checkup? I should get a physical?
I don't know, man. Like you pee like a girl, like pushing out stuff.
No,
out
it's
of
too
her.
late. I already did the girl thing on you,
No,
so you
but,
can't
like,
do it back.
I'm
to
not
me.
doing it back on you. But
You're
it's just
trying
like,
to.
It's like, shh.
No,
Like, you do that.
I don't though. It's just like that much. The thing is, I'm still at that point where I wait until I'm like, now I gotta pee.
But do you hold it?
Yeah.
To like that very.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't like if you feel you have to pee, you just go. You hold it till like you can't hold it no more.
Yeah, like if something's going on, like before the show, we were doing we were Facebook Live. And I was
Yeah.
like, I kind of gotta go, but now we had Dustin Diamond who was gonna come on and everything else. I'm like, okay, I'll hold it, and then I just.
So you do like that pee where you have to almost hold on to something.
No, I was doing the little happy dance.
Okay.
On the way out there.
Because like that happens to me too.
Yeah.
Like happened at I went to go see Ready Player One.
Yeah.
And that's like what 2-hour movie.
Oh my God, those.
And
suck.
I held it.
Yeah, those suck.
And I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
Like I had to like.
See, my bladder is still on the 90-minute movie time frame, but it doesn't factor in for watching the previews and these movies that are going over 90 minutes now. So I hate it because like I go in, I get the popcorn, I get the big drink, and I sit down, and it always happens when the movie's finally getting to everything interesting, like, and then you're just sitting there, and then Marvel really F's you over because they're like, you got to stay for the Easter eggs. I'm like, I will Google them from the toilet.
Avengers 3 hours.
What?
That's counting previews and credits. The credits are super long.
And you got to sit through them. But
To the
this
very
is it.
end. To the very end.
Well, wait a minute. Now,
It's part 2. There's 2 parts.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know there was going to be 2 parts
Oh,
to
really?
Infinity Wars.
That wasn't a secret. They say it
Yeah,
on
no.
the calendar. It goes,
No.
part
I've
1,
done
part
so
2.
good at blocking out everything, I didn't even know that.
Well, it's like a
Now I don't even want to see it.
yeah. There's 2 parts.
I hate those movies.
I love it.
I hate those.
Why? We only get to wait a year too. It's great.
Yeah, only wait a year or two. What if I'm not in? What if I'm not here? What if the P thing turns out to be something major? Now you got me worried about that. What if just me worrying about it stresses me enough to have a heart attack? Then it turns out the P thing was nothing, but the stress was real, and you killed me, and now I can't see Avengers.
And then that'll be 2.
Then, Hurley and Carradine taking down the beast. Kermit Gonzalez, the silent killer.
I told him.
Yeah.
Check that P.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Well, nope, haven't seen that yet. So there's that. Big news on the homeless front. I'm not going to be homeless. I signed a
thank
lease.
God.
Yeah.
I did not
So
wanna rent
I
your room.
appreciate you. I appreciate you cleaning out the large closet for me and the family. We were going to Anne Frank it up in there, but it sounds like we're gonna be good.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's
Congrats.
thanks, man. It's actually the first house I applied for, and
You lucked out.
yeah, fate stepped in that day, man.
Dude, you lucked
Because
out.
the house I was on Trulia, Hot Pads, Rentals.com, Homes.com, Zillow. I was on everything. The house that I ended up getting was on none of those, and it's like I'm renting it for way under market value. It's got a pool, which has really helped the kids with the whole, they were, I guess, what's the word? Not stress, but They were a little anxious, I guess is the word. About leaving the house that they've grown up in. You know, some of the houses I was looking at, I'm like, man, I don't want to step backwards. Like,
you know how to clean pools?
What?
You know how to clean a pool?
Do you?
No. I mean, I'm Hispanic, but not that Hispanic.
Yeah, I just figured you knew.
No.
Oh, I just figured.
Why don't you just piss your stream into it and
just figured
clear
you
out
were.
the chlorine?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll piss on you.
Calm down, R. Kelly.
I'll piss on you. Hey, can you get a better view from what's going on down there? Tell me, what's it look like down there? Get under the hood here. Take a look. Come on. Yeah.
No, but do you know how to clean? Like, you know, that's another expense now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another expense.
You got to get a cover, right? Because your kid doesn't know how to swim.
One of them does. The one I love knows.
Jesus,
this is all going to work itself out.
So you better teach that kid how to swim.
Or not drown. I don't know how to swim myself.
What do you mean you don't know how to swim? You're white.
I don't know how to swim. I just know how to not drown.
Doggy
and there's
paddle?
a big difference. Dogs would be disappointed if you called what I do a doggy paddle. They're like, nah, don't put that one on us.
You just float?
I can't float. For some reason, I don't float. Like when I was taking swim lessons, they're like, everybody floats. And then they're like, oh my God, he's drowning.
Wait, so.
I have disappointed so many.
You don't know how to swim
teachers.
for real?
I do not know how to swim.
You don't know the basics of swimming?
I know the basics. They just don't work for me.
So you couldn't swim in a 9-foot pool like from point A to point B?
It would take me forever.
Well, you still could like.
I would make it there, but I'd be like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Well, about swimming in the ocean, like you wouldn't even dare.
What?
In the ocean, you wouldn't dare.
No, this is how I swim in the ocean. I go out into it up to my knees, and then you know where it drops real quick, and then comes back up.
Yeah.
I'll walk through that, and then I'll go out, and then I'll let the waves push me back to the shore. But there's no swimming involved.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's easier to swim in salt water if you try, because the salt makes you more buoyant, right? It's easier to float in salt water.
Honestly, man,
the density.
I'm done with the ocean.
Really?
Yeah.
How did your people get here?
Raft.
Yeah, you're the only Puerto Ricans that rafted over. It's like, you know, you don't have to sneak in. Like, we own you. You know?
Really?
Oh, man. So, yeah, so that's cool. Signed the lease, and now it's the crazy thing is the week of moving in, we got the Geeks of Comedy shows, 24th, 25th, 26th is MegaCon. It's also my oldest son's last week of school, and then on the 31st, the day I have to be out of where I'm at now, I'm supposed to be at Snappers Comedy Club the 31st, 1st, and 2nd with Kevin White. So it's a...
How you doing? Isn't that the MegaCon day?
No, MegaCon is 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be a busy week, man.
For you. You renting movers, or you just going to try to get a bunch of comedians and offer them guest spots?
Well, the nice thing about being me is over the past 10 years I've been here, I've helped certain people move 2 times, certain people move 3 times, certain people move once. So it's like now I'm actually calling in all those debts. And the really nice thing is, unlike money, I didn't have to chase anyone down on this. It remains to be seen who shows up. But like once people heard I was moving, they were like, hey, man, just let me know the days I'll be there.
I didn't offer that, by the way.
No, but I told you you'd be there. So.
No, I didn't put any.
Nope, you will be there.
No.
We're doing the podcast from my house during the move.
I hate moving.
It's the worst thing in the world.
I don't want to help you.
Dude, I'm even, at least while I was looking for a house, I didn't pack anything, and my excuse was like, well, I'm not going to pack anything when I don't even know where I'm going. Even though I knew I needed to be out, I still said, no, it wouldn't make sense to pack anything. Now I'm just looking at the garage, and my garage has become the catch-all over the past 10 years, just the out-of-sight, out-of-mind storage area, and I do not want to deal with that.
Why'd you sell all that crap?
I don't know if anyone would buy it.
Dude, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I sold all my stuff. I mean, when I moved here, I didn't have anything, so.
Yeah. I think maybe I'll just put like one of those curb alerts on Craigslist and push everything out there, including
Why don't
the
you
kids.
make some money?
What?
Make some money.
I don't know. Then you got to deal with people, and people get to look at your stuff and judge it like, oh, I don't know if it's worth
Well,
that.
that's why
I'm
you
like,
sell
well, if
it.
it was worth anything, I wouldn't put it on the curb.
You sell it for cheap.
I don't know. Some things have high sentimental value. Like
All right.
I have a 990 bed of nails that I built myself back when I was doing sideshow stuff.
Yeah, that'd be funny to see you sell.
Wouldn't that? It'd be the only one. It'd be the only one on Facebook garage sale, whatever. Hey, I'll tell you what. If you're listening, if you need a bed of nails, you want to offer me a price. Maybe this will just be the garage sale, the obligatory garage sale with Kermit and Myke.
Why don't you just swap shop everything right now? Just put it out your number and have
What's
people...
that app? Let Go.
Is that or Offer Up?
Yeah, Offer Up.
Oh, there's another one.
There's one called Let Go. I'm just gonna paint a picture of the kids and their mom, just make an offer.
Well, that's cool then. So you got a place.
Got a place.
You're not homeless.
Not homeless.
You don't have to move in with somebody.
And the really nice thing, it's in the same neighborhood. And
jeez, you lucked out.
And yeah, and it's my kid gets to stay in the same school, which is that was a big thing too, you know. And I like where I live because I'm centrally located. Like I can be downtown in 10 minutes. I can be at the Improv in 15 minutes. I can be at the airport. It's right around the corner when I fly out for gigs. So really happy right now. Yeah.
Well, huzzah!
Huzzah!
I guess
I'll be happier once I move in.
Right.
But then again, this place could turn into the money pit. You know, it could be one of those things where the minute I move in, things start falling apart. So.
But it's not. It's a rental.
It's just a rental.
So you're good.
Yeah, but this is one of those rentals where it's like in the lease. Like even now.
Oh, you got to fix it?
Where I've been for 10 years, even in that lease, it's not like living in an apartment. Like, you know, where you live right now, if that bulb goes out, you can call people and be like, hey, come fix this bulb.
Right.
You know? And the way it's been when you rent like a house is a lot of the minor things fall on you and they decide what the major are. But I like my landlord, this new landlord, a lot. I've met her a few times and very nice. And they live out in Cocoa and they own a few properties. And more importantly, I met the people who lived in this house for the past 5 years. And the only reason they're moving is the guy's job is taking them away. But they've done some great stuff to the house.
Is it an older lady
great.
or?
No, you know, I thought it was older lady, and I met her, and she's probably just a few years older than me. So.
She hot?
She's the landlord.
She hot?
She's the landlord.
What's that mean?
What
she can't be hot?
What are you talking about?
A landlord can't be hot?
You know, you've been watching too much X-Hamster, dude, because I already know where you're going. You're already in your head going, hey, I couldn't come up with my rent this month. Boom, chicka, boom, boom.
I didn't say that.
Boom. That's what you were thinking. I could feel it across
and what
the
is
table.
X-Hamster? What's that?
Good call. Good call.
No, I'm being 100% serious.
You don't know what X-Hamster is? No. Like the most visited porn site in the
Is it?
Yeah, you're doing so good.
I am not.
You're making up for the girlfriend bottle what her snatch smells like line from earlier. Pretend like you'd never heard of.
We're gonna have a talk about that.
Yeah.
But no, I really didn't know that.
Really? I'll write it down for you. And you can go check it out. Here's a fun game to play on X-Hamster. Go into the search screen and try to type something that you think would not exist in porn.
What a weird name for a website, by the way.
X-Hamster?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, most of them are just simple like YouPorn, Pornhub, whatever.
Oh, so you do know of some porn
Yeah,
sites.
but I don't know. Like, those are the major ones in my head.
Really?
But, like, that one is new.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do the Reddit stuff either, though.
Well, I haven't figured out Reddit yet.
I don't get it.
Right now, there's a whole Reddit on us not knowing anything about Reddit.
What a waste of a time.
Yeah.
What a waste.
So, yeah, I think we talked about a bit, but it is confirmed. Geeks of Comedy is going to be at MegaCon. We're going to be doing shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
damn.
25th, 26th, and 27th. Yeah, we got 3 nights of shows. And we're going to do no roast this year.
Boo.
But I think maybe if we talk to Chris, then maybe we can get a roast going on at the same time over at the Orlando Improv.
How the hell would that work? Don't you guys at the same time?
Well, it closes up. MegaCon closes up early on Sunday, right? Their Sunday isn't open all day. Could probably do
a 7.
Could probably do a Sunday show right down the road. I don't know. I think
Sunday shows are early.
Yeah, I think we could still pull it off. We'll have to check schedule and everything else. But I mean, I remember when they did a Star Wars burlesque show at Sluice during MegaCon, and no, it was sold out. They did a great job. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. So, yeah, Aiden's birthday. That's the other thing. We got the MegaCon, got the move, got the last day of school. I'm going to be at Snappers all in 1 week. And then the very next weekend is my my oldest son's 8th birthday. So all this is going on in his 8th birthday. And you know what he wants for his birthday? He's going to be 8. He wants an archery set.
Like Hawkeye.
Yeah, like Hawkeye, but he doesn't want a toy. He wants like a real. And I'm just wondering, is 8 years old enough? And this is why I'm concerned, because when we went to the new neighborhood, it had a sign that said neighborhood watch in effect. And he asked me what the neighborhood watch was. And I said, well, you know, it's like, you know,
no brown people.
They're basically, yeah. So I told him it's basically, he's like, so anyone can do it? I'm like, well, usually there's people that live in the neighborhood that you sign up. And he's like, well, I'll do it, but I need a bow and arrow.
Oh,
and
boy.
all I'm thinking of is, and I told him, I'm like, well, buddy, why do you need a bow and arrow? He's like, in case I see bad guys. I'm like, well, part of Neighborhood Watch, settle down, George Zimmerman. Part of Neighborhood Watch is that you observe it, and then if you see something, you call the police. He's like, well, what if we don't have time for the police and the bad guys are coming? I'm like,
what the hell are you training, man?
I'm not training anything, man. He wants a bow and arrow to shoot bad guys, and I don't want.
Kid's like vigilante.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sorry, but I think the dumbest vigilantes are like Arrow. You know, like you don't see Batman going around with a bow and an arrow. Like you run out of arrows. You run out of arrows. Like every Hawkeye Avengers movie, it's always that scene where he goes to grab and it's not there. It's like, dude, you can shoot that through like the eye of a needle from 100 yards away, but you forgot you only brought 13 arrows because he's got the same look every time. Like he's surprised he's out of arrows. And then I was watching, what was it, Age of Ultron, and he's got that little clip cartridge that when he hits it, it's cool. Show me how it works, though. There's no way that works. There's no way that can't exist.
I think it does.
No, it doesn't.
No,
it's like Transformers, man. It's like when you sit there and watch the cartoon, you're like, okay, that makes sense. That robot
the cartoon made sense to
the
you?
Cartoon made more sense than any of this movie stuff,
yeah,
because
I give you that one.
it goes from, oh, you're a MP3 player and now you're a 2-foot robot. No, there's not enough material. There's not enough.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
God,
I know.
Those movies are horrible.
I know.
And they keep making them.
And they're all exact.
Michael Bay needs a step away.
I don't enjoy them. I don't know why.
I hate them.
I think it's just.
I honestly hate them.
Like, I get that the CGI and everything looks awesome, but all the gears and stuff. But even after that, after you see stuff transform 2 or 3 times, you're like, okay, I got a headache.
There's so much wrong. Let's not get into that because there's just so much wrong with that.
All right. What you got? How much time we got left?
We're on 36 minutes.
36 minutes, which leads us to what you want to be. Because now that we're moving into this house, Aiden asked me, my oldest asked me, if I can put a space in the garage for him to work on his inventions.
Dude, what? Your kid wants to be a...
He wants to be an inventor. He's wanted to be an inventor forever.
Wait, Aiden or...
The oldest one, Aiden, yeah.
So he wants to be a vigilante and now an inventor.
Yeah.
So you're okay. You're,
so I'm on the right track.
You're on the right track.
I'm on the right track. But I asked him what's he gonna invent. He's like, I'm gonna invent something that makes us live forever. And I started to explain to him why people need to die for the world to survive. And I realized now's not the time for that. Just let the kid dream. But then I told him, I'm like, dude, you don't have to wait till you're adult to invent stuff. You can just, see something that doesn't exist in the world and be like, I want to make it. I'm like, maybe you should invent toys for kids or something. So he's got a little notebook now. He goes around and he's like writing down some inventions. So I guess the thing is, he wants to be an inventor. Was there anything you wanted to be when you were a kid?
A ninja, but I realized that's not a real job, and the lifespan
killing people for fun and profit.
And the lifespan of a ninja is not that high.
Yeah,
I think the oldest you get is like 27.
So now you're just teaching other kids to do ninja-like stuff.
Yeah. I'm pretty much doing what I wanted.
There you go. So all worked out for you. Now, invention-wise, is there anything out there that would make your life easier?
I already got an invention. I just don't know how to pitch it.
What's the invention? Can you share it with us right now?
Yeah, because I have a feeling it's already been done.
What is it?
It's an invention where you have like a hook that stays with you,
mm-hmm.
and if you have too many dogs when you're walking it,
mm-hmm.
you can hook the other dogs into the ground. That way they don't run away with the leashes, and then that way if you got to go pick up dog poop, because it's hard to pick up dog poop
mm-hmm.
if the other dogs are pulling and one dog's pooping on one end and the other dogs are moving on the other.
So you need a hook that can go right into the ground.
Or like around a tree or something that holds the dogs in place while you go pick up this dog poop.
That doesn't sound like something that needs 14 years of development. That sounds like you need a trip to Lowe's and like a foot of chain.
I don't see, but I want it like a ShamWow. Like it's like portable. And like
a foot of chain.
I'm gonna call it
not even chain. You could use
hook
that
dog.
Cargo strap. It could be a lanyard that just goes around and latches.
No, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it hook dog.
Yeah. Hook dog?
Hook dog.
Hook dog?
Hook dog.
Can you spell it?
Hook dog.
Can you spell that?
D-O dog.
Do dog?
Dog.
Do dog?
It's a hook dog. See, it's already catchy.
I'm lost.
I'll sell it all down the south. Yep.
Oh, here's something I'll leave you with, because we got to wrap it up, right?
Yep.
Okay. Have you ever heard of this guy named Forrest Fenn? Forrest Fenn.
No.
Okay. This is an older gentleman. He's like 87, 88 years old, and he claims to have left $2 million in treasure in the Colorado Rockies.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. I thought this was, I came across it as like a news item on Facebook, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I pulled it up. Sure as shit, this guy, he was in the Vietnam War. He was a pilot. Came home, considers himself somewhat of an Indiana Jones, like collects art and antiques and stuff like that.
Right.
And about 7 years ago, he thought he was going to die from cancer and decided he was going to, fight it. So he fought cancer. And when he recovered, he was so happy that he wanted other people to have joy in life that apparently he took $2 million worth of valuables, put it in a brass box, went into the Colorado Rockies, put it somewhere, and then wrote a poem with 9 clues as to the location. So far, he has a website. There's sites about it trying to figure out the clues. 4 people have died looking for it. Why is that the funny part to you? 4 people have died looking for it. And what he says to that, because people have asked him to call it off because people are dying looking for it. He's like, where I placed it, you got to remember, I was 80 years old and just recovered from cancer. You don't need to be careening off pinnacles or it's not buried underwater. He's like, some people have followed these clues and been within 200 feet of it. And he guarantees it's out there. He has one of the people that vouches for him. She's an ex-CIA analyst or something. She's like, no, I've met Forrest, and this is just how he is. And yes, it's out there. Even now, you can pull it up. And I don't know why I'm telling everybody this, because I told Aiden about it, and now he's been drawing pictures of treasure and maps. And Forrest Fenn says all you need is his poem and maps of the Colorado Rockies. And if you study it, you should be able to find it.
He's a modern-day Riddler. People are dying.
So what I'm saying is, what are we doing with our 2-week vacation this year?
No shit.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And there's
but
websites.
I'll die. I'll be the one die. I'll be the
Dude,
fifth.
he said you don't have to go anywhere like that.
But anything that requires me to be outdoors more than 3 hours, I'm gonna die.
$2 million. We're gonna split that. That's like $500.
I can't split it with my corpse.
That's
in
like
a bear's mouth.
$500,000 for you.
All right, that sounds about right.
Yeah, right down the middle.
All right,
$500,000 for you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, less expensive off your.
But then I gotta buy the gear. Like
there's
now.
no gear.
What do you mean? We gotta have like water and camping and
dude.
And
I'm gonna
fire wallets.
I'm gonna
fucking know.
I'm gonna show you this website. All right. He says that it's.
We'll put the website on the thing.
Yeah. He says it's less than 15 minutes from an area where you can actually park your car.
Okay, now it sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
So how the hell are people dying?
That because different people interpret the clues differently. There's
That's
a website
awesome.
that says they've already got a few of the clues figured out. But I mean, if they really figured it out, when would they have found it? So it's just out there, man. Just out there waiting for someone to grab it. $2 million.
How far is it, Colorado?
Okay, that's probably a bad way to start this.
Wait, where we say it was at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Colorado,
Colorado Rockies span
Colorado.
like 4 different. He also gave clues like it's above 5,000 feet in elevation
I don't know any
and
of
below
that.
14,000, which makes you perfect to find it because these
gonna
people
die.
who do know shit about it haven't found it yet. So it's going to take fresh eyes. It's going to take people,
fresh eyes or,
people who don't know shit about shit are going to walk into this.
Asshole walking around tripping over.
Well, that's also what he said. No one's possibly going to just happen by this place. He's like, but if you're looking for it, it's very easy to find. I'll show you the poem and everything when we
All
go.
right, I gotta look at this.
Okay, so that's it. You in? We gonna find Forrest Fenn's treasure?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We're
You
like
heard it
Nick
here
Cage.
first. And also, follow us on the Obligatory Podcast. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, iTunes, Facebook. Yeah, if you're not a fan of the show yet, go ahead, sign up on Facebook, the Obligatory Podcast right there. Follow me, MikeHurley.com, and
also, real quick shout out,
Robbie Moreland.
Robbie Moreland,
good
man.
friend of the show.
Yeah, awesome magician.
Probably the best close-up magician in Central Florida,
so
hands
quick.
down.
Love
Easy.
it. He wrote a review for us. And
What?
That was really nice of him. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I'll have to read it. Yeah, write a review if you like, guys. And had a lot of people asking to be on the show. Like tons
I know.
of people
And it's
asking.
like, I don't have anything for you to set up.
Yeah, but the real reason is Kermit don't want you all in his house. So
you know what? That's probably 1,000%.
So I don't know. We'll talk about that.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I guess we'll have to start recording on location soon. But thanks everybody for listening. This has been episode 14, the Obligatory Podcast with Kermit and Myke. Love you. See ya. Bye.
You love them? What a weirdo.
My love is cheap.
Later.